paint snow. First, I use an orange high-flow acrylic to sketch in my composition. Then, I mix some more water into that acrylic and use it as a nice even stain across the canvas. Afterward, I mix up a light blue and then use a little bit of it to mix up an even darker blue. I then use my lighter blue to paint in the part of the sky right behind the trees. The further I get to the top of the canvas, the more of the medium blue I mix in. Afterwards, I mix up a nice dark brown and use it to fill in my tree shapes. Then, taking the same blue that I used in the sky, I fill in the snow that we see on the ground. If you use lower quality acrylics like I do, I recommend going over everything a second time to get some nice opacity. That should lead you to here. Next, mix up a medium blue, light blue, and off-white. Starting with your dark blue, paint in some of the shadows we see in those big chunks of snow sitting on each tree branch. The light in my reference image is coming from the left, so I paint most of my shadow shapes in on the right of the trees and towards the bottom of them. I then go in with my medium blue to paint in the lumps of snow sitting on the branches that are in the light. I add a bit of that color into the nearby branches to make sure we get a sense of light. Make sure these marks get smaller the further they are into the background. While that's drying, I go in with my darker blue to paint the shadow shapes being cast across the snowy path, giving us even more sense of light. Using the lighter blue, I fill in the part where the light actually touches the snow, making sure to paint the parts where it bounces off the bottom of the tree branches. Then, lastly, I go in with my off-white and start to paint the glistening snow that's in direct sunlight. I'm making sure that I'm only using this on the leftmost side of every tree because that's the direction that my light is coming in my reference image. I also use this to paint the parts of the lightened snow that are really glistening in that sun. And voila! After all that hard work, you have yourself a snowy landscape. Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to go follow my Patreon for more.